They love their baseball in St. Louis, and a full house is expected to pack the brand-new Busch Stadium this evening as MLB The Show is here to bring you exclusive coverage of Major League Baseball. We've got a good matchup in store for you here, as it'll be the American League All-Stars taking on their counterparts from the National League. And hi again, everybody, alongside Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler, Matt Vasgersian, as we get set for the pageantry that is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And Dave, we'll turn to you. What can folks at home expect from a game like this?
Well, anytime you can assemble the greatest ball players on the planet and bring them together in one spot, you know you're in for a real treat. These two All-Star teams have it all. Power, speed, defense, great pitching. We should be in for a terrific ball game. I, for one, can't wait for it to get started.
All right, Dave, we'll hear from Rex in a minute, but now it's time for our starting lineups for the American League All-Stars here, presented by Majestic.
And Ichiro's name is obviously the one that leaps off the screen here. Keep him off base, and you'll have a chance to be successful.
And getting his final warm-up tosses in is a guy whose 2009 home was up in the air for quite a few months this offseason, the 2007 National League Cy Young Award winner, right-hander Jake Peavy. And there you see a look at the defensive starters for the National League. Here's Carl Crawford stepping in as we're about ready to get things going. And a cold strike on the game's first pitch as we bring you this one here tonight.
And this pitching staff's done a pretty good job with him in the series.
First pitch, 8-17.
And a fastball way off target here, and it's even at 1. Starting to cool down a bit, but still 84 degrees as we start play tonight. No contact there, and it's 1-2. Now the pitch. Ball 2. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning. So one gone in the inning now, and that'll bring in the center fielder, Grady Sizemore. First pitch on the way. And a strike called at the knees, 0-1.
Yeah, good crossfire action on the fastball there.
A little bit low that time, maybe outside as well. Outside, 2-1.
And now on the mound, you lose the advantage of strike 1 by missing with 2 straight. And this is hit sharply toward the third base coaching box, a foul ball. Just getting started here in St. Louis. Now a ball hit on the ground for Rollins at short. On to first, and Peavy sets down the first 2 easily here.
Look at our umpires for tonight's ball game. The crew chief MacArthur Harvey, better known as Mac, behind the plate. Chuck Price over at first. Clyde Washington's at second. And Earl Hendricks will be handling duties at third base. Ichiro Suzuki will dig in here. First offering on the way. Too high, 1-0. And the off-speed pitch is taken here, a ball and a strike. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. One and two now.
Love to get another strike here and head for the dugout after a perfect opening half inning.
And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. So not much happening here in the top half of the first. It's the American League nothing. National Leaguers coming to bat. It's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game exclusively on the show. Starting lineup for the National League All-Stars put together by Charlie Manuel looks like this.
And Jimmy Rollins has an MVP award on his mantle, remember? He can make an impact here in any number of ways.
And this lineup will have to contend with no easy assignment indeed. The man with the electric slider, left-hander Francisco Liriano. And in the field behind him, the American League stars look like this. So we're set to go for the home half of inning number 1. Fastball probably could have gone either way, but ruled a ball, 1-0. Here's a swing and a miss, 1-1.
And if you're going to throw him fastballs up, make sure that they're plenty up.
Called strike in a dangerous location there, 1-2.
And on 1-2, you wonder if maybe he's saving that good slider of his to use as his punch-out pitch.
Now a fastball, and it's hit on the ground is short. And the throw by Ramirez is in time, and there's one away. Leadoff man retired, and that brings up the shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
And that's a power fastball right there at 94. He really slings it in there.
Down the line, but this is a foul ball. And he'll fight just to stay alive here as this is fouled away. Another 0-2 coming. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
And if you're going to miss with a fastball, that's the spot to do it.
Now Rollins swings and misses on a good pitch that time as he's rung up for out number 2. And with 2 gone now, they'll get to work on Albert with the bases empty. Here's the first pitch to him. And a fairly generous strike call there on a pitch that looked off the plate. It's strike 1.
And Mac Harvey's strike zone is one of the better ones around, but that didn't look like a great call there.
Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. In the air to straightaway center field. And Sizemore will make the catch, and the inning is over. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. It's on to inning number 2 now in St. Louis with no score. Mike Napoli leads things off now in the top half of the second. And that's high for a ball, 1-0.
And he could get that average up over 300 if he could come through with a base hit right here.
Called strike at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1.
Didn't want any part of that cutter.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
And he is just firing bullets here in the early going.
And the pitch. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2.
That thing's moving pretty good at the end.
Hit hard to second. And a dive by Uggla, but it's by him for a base hit. Dustin Pedroia digs in at the plate. And there's the good fastball from Peavy as Jake gets ahead here 0-1.
And there's a big gap on the right side if Pedroia can take a ball that way.
Pause, now the pitch. And he gets a piece of it here, but it's chopped foul. Now a ball lined towards center field. But this is pulled in by the shortstop. So a runner at first with 1 man gone, and set to stand in is the first baseman, Kevin Youkilis. Now here's the first pitch. And he misses inside with that one, ball 1. swing and a ball pulled hard down the line in left. And this is going to be a fair ball as it'll head to the corner.
Second and third now after the double, and with one out in the inning, you got to make sure you can get at the minimum one of these runs home, if not both of them.
Alexi Ramirez will dig in with a couple of guys in scoring position and a chance to take the lead here in the early going. And Peavy starts the at-bat with a sharp slider there. Good for strike one.
Gotta at least be thinking sac fly here if you're at the plate.
He waits, now the pitch. And this is near the line, but foul wide of first. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air into foul territory behind first. And no one will get this one. And Ramirez able to hold off on that one, but he still trails in the count. It's 1-2.
And this is certainly a key at bat here in the early going.
And 2-2.
This is a good at bat right here with runners in scoring position, really making him work.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Now a hard hit ball back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. One run scores. The throw to the plate. And the second run will score. That makes it a 2-0 ball game. So a runner on first with one out now. And stepping in is the versatile speedster Sean Figgins. Cut fastball inside, ball one. Ball two.
And let's see if he makes him throw a strike here.
And there's the first strike, 2-1.
Ah, a good off-speed pitch there and a fastball count.
Runner at first here, one man out. And he lays off again, ball three.
And you've already given up two in the inning. Do not compound the error by walking guys.
Peavy set. Now the pitch. Runner goes for second. Not in time. He's in there at second. Out in front as he yanks this down the line at first. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. The 3-2 one more time. Just did get a piece of that one, so he stays alive here. Now a swing and a hard hit ball to short. Throw bounces, but Pujols hangs with it. Nicely done.
Well, this winds up being a ground out, but still, that's not a bad at-bat. Made him throw a lot of pitches to get that out.
Francisco Liriano will get his first cuts here. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball. Hit softly on the line out towards second. And this is taken for the out. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. It's a lead for the American League, 2-0. Alfonso Soriano will start things off in the bottom of the second. And Liriano with the tough slider there for strike 1.
And if they're smart, he won't see anything close to his hittable the rest of the at-bat.
And that's cut on and missed by the free-swinging Soriano, who's behind 0-2 now.
Picking up where he left off in the first. He's looking sharp right now.
Big cut by Soriano there, but he comes up empty and he's down on strikes. So 1 gone now for Dan Uggla. And that misses for ball 1. Swung on and missed. 1-1.
Gotta keep the horse in the starting gate there, pal. Wait for that to come to you.
1 out, nobody on. And he lays off a pitch down and away. Ball 2. And here's a pitch that Uggla's able to lay off, and he's got it to 3-1 now. The 3-1 is on the way. Strike 2 called, and it's full 3-2.
Real good location with that fastball early on.
And ball 4 as Uggla is aboard. So a runner at first with 1 man gone, and in steps the young catcher Brian McCann. Here's the first offering. Boy, and good pop to the fastball there from Liriano, strike 1. And this is on the ground toward the hole. And that is into right field, a base hit. Ryan Ludwig will step in now. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0.
Looking awfully erratic out there right now.
toward right center. Ichiro is over to his right as he puts this one away, 2 down. So it's first and second with 2 men gone. And striding in, one of the minor league players of the year for 2007, Jay Bruce. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0.
And you wonder if maybe he's feeling a few opening day jitters out there on the mound.
1-0 on the way. Here's one hit softly down the line in left, and that's going to be a fair ball as Crawford scurries to get there. And they are on the board as the run scores from second to make this a 2-1 game now.
Now you see the pitching coach out for a word, and this is where you just got to tell the guy to take a deep breath, tell him you've got his back, let's go.
So 2 on with 2 away, and that'll bring the pitcher Jake Peavy to the plate with a chance to help himself. And he'll lay off a fastball here in a good spot, but ruled the ball 1-0.
And a good chance to really help himself out here early on.
Swing, and he shatters the bat as this is hit on the ground. Throw on to Youkilis is right there, and the inning is over. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. The AL leads it 2-1. Tim Lincecum is going to come on to pitch here, and seeing as though it's just the 3rd inning, he may be asked to work for a while. Carl Crawford will step in. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Carl Crawford.
First pitch is a curveball that's inside, 1-0.
And that's a good location coming back at his body there.
In there, and it's even at 1. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a grounder fouled, and that almost took the first base coach along with it. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count now. Hit hard to the right side. Foul. On a swing, and he popped him up off to the left in foul territory. And the catch made here by McCann, and that's the first out. Grady Sizemore will stand in. He grounded out his first time. And Lincecum able to jump ahead with the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
And good hitters like this will just let it go by and wait for a pitch they can do something with.
Now here it comes. And this one's nowhere close as the catcher can't even get a glove on it. It's ball 1. A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. Swing and a hot shot toward third. And this is going to get by right down the line. It's a fair ball. And it bounces around down there now. And he's in there easily at second with a 1-out double. A man at second with 1 down. And in steps the dangerous Ichiro. Fastball here, too low. It's 1-0.
And this third inning's starting out about as poorly as the second inning did.
Runner at second here with 1 man out. The 1-0 pitch. And that misses low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And now on 2-0, you got to wonder if he's going to see anything in the rest of this at bat.
Now a bullet toward third, and that's going to find a crease for extra bases, and it ought to open up this lead to 2. And that's going to plate the runner from second as this is now a 3-1 ball game. Mike Napoli will stride in again. He singled and later scored his first time. First pitch coming. Good fastball there from Lincecum as he's really popping the glove now. It's strike 1.
Woo, that's some serious mozzarella there.
And Napoli can't connect there as that's by him for strike 2.
And one thing you can say about him on the mound, he certainly has been the aggressor in this at bat, coming right after him.
Now a ball hit foul down the line in right and in amongst the fans. Good waist pitch, 1-2.
And that's a good 2-strike pitch there, as now it might be just to set up something away.
1 out and a runner on second base. Now another pitch is hit foul and headed for the seats, so the count will stay put at 1-2. Out in front of a curveball here as this is bounced on the ground to third. And a throw to Pujols is in time for the second out. So a runner in scoring position with 2 men gone, and standing in the young second baseman Dustin Pedroia. First pitch to him. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, a little lazy with that curveball right now.
Two out here and a runner at second. And he misses again, 2-0.
And with 2 outs and a base open, they may just be working around him here.
Two-0 pitch is a fastball low, and it's 3-0 now.
And you got the big thunder coming next, so you don't want to lose this guy.
And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out. Kevin Euclid will stand in. He doubled and later scored his first time. and that misses ball one. Here's the 1-0. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
And these guys better hope his location clears itself up pretty soon.
2 down, runners at first and second. Called a strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
And he's looking out there saying, throw me a fastball already.
And this ball's hit sharply down the line, but foul. Passed right over at third. The 2-2 coming. And a big strikeout there as they'll leave a couple of runners on base, and after a good start to the inning, they can't capitalize any further. So it's 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. The AL out in front here, 3-1. So a new pitcher set to take over now. It's the young sensation from 2007, Jabba Chamberlain, that takes over here. Back to the top of the order now, and standing in as one of the best young hitters in the game, David Wright. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1.
Definitely inside.
And he can't get out of the way there, so the leadoff man will be aboard to open up the inning. Jimmy Rollins will stride in again. He struck out swinging his first time. And there goes Wright. Now a swing and a ball hit high in the air into shallow left center. And it was sinking on him a bit, but he's able to run it down anyway for the first out. So a runner on first with 1 out now, and stepping in the former MVP, Albert Pujols. First pitch coming. Pitch out, nothing doing. Fastball at 96 on the radar gun, and it's 1-1. Third inning here, 3-1 our score. In the dirt, but Napoli does a good job there to keep it in front of him. But fortunately, no advance. And he fires a fastball now for a called strike 2.
Boy, and that is just the definition of hitting your spots.
Now a throw over, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
And you can't afford to walk them here, so we'll see if they stay with the hard stuff on 3-2.
And Albert couldn't quite keep the weight back that time as this ball is pulled foul out of play. And that misses ball 4, so it's first and second now with only one away. So first and second with one man gone, and standing in is the dangerous Alfonso Soriano. Now a ball hit in the air to straightaway left. This is carrying well out of here. Alfonso Soriano with the 3-run shot as they take the lead 4-3. Dan Ugla stands in as he looks at ball 1 here.
Boy, it certainly doesn't get any easier from here after giving up the home run.
3 runs already home here. And, looked like a definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside, 1-1.
Might have been out of the zone there, but that's a little too close to take.
On the ground down the first base line. And Youkilis will take this one himself for the out. Brian McCann will dig in. He singled his first time around. Swinging a ball line hard towards short. So this won't get by the shortstop as he's there to take it in for the 3rd out. So 3 runs in the inning on just 1 hit, but it was a big one, the home run. 3 innings complete. The NL leads this one 4-3. Brandon Webb is going to come on and make an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Alexi Ramirez will stand in now to get us going here in the 4th. Swing and a hot shot toward 3rd. And he is going to have extra bases to start the 4th. And now Ludwig will have to get this off the wall. And he will coast into 2nd with a leadoff double. Sean Figgins will stand in. He grounded out his first time. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
And that's a sinker at 87. That pitch is moving.
And low, it's a ball and a strike. Look into McCann, the 1-1. Now a swing and a ground ball, and that's through into left, a base hit. The throw home. And he will beat the throw to McCann, safe at home plate. Chaba Chamberlain will stand in what would appear to be a sacrifice situation here. Check from Webb, now the pitch. Pitch is a cold strike, the throw. And it won't be in time as Figgins is able to steal his way into scoring position now. And this one's bunted out in front of the plate. Oh, right with the bare hand. Only plays to first, so the pitcher does his job as it's a successful sacrifice. Carl Crawford will bat now. He popped out in foul ground last time. Now the first pitch. Got him to go up the ladder there for strike one.
Boy, and with all this offense so far, we've still got 6 innings left to play.
Out in front a bit as this is pulled down the line to first. And Pujols will simply step on first to record the out. Brady Sizemore will step in. He doubled and later scored his last time. Now a ball swung on and taken the opposite way out toward fairly deep left center. And Ludwig will make the catch, and that ends the inning. So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's a lead for the American League, 5-4. John Lackey is going to come on and make an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Ryan Ludwig will lead things off here in the home half of the 4th. In there, strike one.
Yeah, with all the runs we've seen so far, it is hard to believe it's still only the bottom of the 4th.
And now a pitch on the way. And he misses with it, 1-1. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
Boy, he might be saving that slider again until he gets to 2 strikes.
Swing, hot shot to the left side. And this will be a base hit for Ludwig. Jay Bruce will stand in, an RBI single in his first appearance. And a fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0.
And this 4th inning's not starting out any better than the 3rd did.
Now the 1-0 pitch. And he watches one split the middle here, 1-1.
Just no way to even try and get extended on that fastball down there.
Nobody out, runner on first. And this is on the ground for Figgins. Could be 2 here. Throw just does beat him to the bag, as that was pretty close. Brandon Webb will stand in, and you have to figure that he'll likely be swinging the bat now. Heading over is Ichiro, but he's not going to have a play as this is into the crowd, a foul ball. Late on the fastball there as this one skied out towards straightaway right. Ichiro is right there as he takes it for the 2nd out. And the throw from Ichiro is not going to get there in time as he's in safely at 3rd. David Wright will get another shot, hit by a pitch his last time. Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1. Comes set, now the pitch. And there's ball 1. takes a good swing, but this will be a foul ball. And this is hit to the right side, but it'll wind up foul down the line at first. He'll try again, 1-2. Hit hard, but foul. Now a fastball swung on and missed, and that is out number 3. We'll see Ichiro when we get back. They lead it 5-4. Roy Oswalt is going to take over here in inning number 5, as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep them in the game here. Ichiro Suzuki will dig in. He doubled home a run last time around.
Number 51, Ichiro Suzuki.
Turns on a fastball here and sends it to fairly deep right field. Bruce is there to take it as they're able to set down Ichiro on just one pitch. Offense apparently not hard to come by tonight as you get a look at our line score through the first half of the ball game, and boy, the runs have been coming fast and furious so far. So the leadoff man gone, and that'll bring up Mike Napoli. Now here's the pitch. Swing hard liner to left center. And this will be a base hit now for Napoli. Dustin Pedroia will stand in. Base on balls his last time. Now ball hit toward third, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. He's set, now the pitch. And he lays off for ball 1.
And that's an intelligent hitter for you. He knows that pitch will break down and out of the zone.
Here's a swing and heads up as he had to hit the deck for dear life that time. And he just does manage to fight this one off as it's fouled away. Now a possible double play ball for Ugla. Rollins over to Pujols, and it's a double play that'll get him out of the inning. Nothing doing there for the American League. They hold on to a 5-4 lead. Gavin Floyd is going to take over here in inning number 5, as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep him in the game here.
Number 34, Gavin Floyd.
Jimmy Rollins will stand in. He flew out his last time up. And he lays off a fastball. Looked good, but it's 1-0. And a fastball that's taken the other way toward left center and fairly deep. Waiting for it is Crawford. One gone. And with one away now, we'll see Albert Pujols hit with the bases empty. And this pitch is right down the middle, strike one.
That's a good pitch, just a get-me-over breaking ball. Guys are not ready to hit that pitch. He's back on his heels.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-1. Bases are empty, one man out. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. And that misses 2-2.
And even when you're protecting with 2 strikes, that's a fairly easy location to lay off.
Now here's the pitch. Got him to chase one up in the zone there as this is popped high in the air over toward the right side. And the sure-handed Youkilis will take this one for route number 2. Alfonso Soriano will dig in. 1 for 2, including a home run thus far. Here's the first offering. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0.
And if they try and come back in with another fastball, I wouldn't be surprised if he's waiting on that baby.
And a breaking ball runs in and gets him, and I doubt there was any intent behind that. Dan Uggla. Dan Uggla will stride in, grounded out his last time through. And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1.
And now here's where you really need to make that 2-out walk pay off.
And he'll throw over to first, and a dive, but he's back. And this winds up inside for a ball, 2-0 now.
And this is the game within the game here. Do you keep pitching around him on 2-0 or come back at him with something?
The 2-0. And that's over, 2-1.
And you wonder if maybe he was taken there because he thought his runner was going to be moving from first.
Fastball is looked at for strike 2. And he tries to get him to reach for it, but it stays outside, 3-2.
Oh, and now at least that runner on first will be able to get a head start here.
Brian McCann would be next if they can keep this inning alive. And this pitch misses for ball 4, so that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away. Brian McCann will step in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. And here's a good fastball from Floyd as he jumps ahead, 0-1.
And against a guy like this, you get that first pitch fastball, you better be hacking.
Here's a pitch high and tight for a ball, 1-1.
And it's imperative that you get a good jump out there at second right now, and first for that matter.
Two and one.
And it's pretty clear they've decided to work him up in the zone here as they've gone up with the last 3 pitches.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards the middle. And he'll turn and try the jump throw to first. And he's safe at first. Boy, a great effort, but he wasn't able to get enough on that throw. And that'll be scored an infield single. Ryan Ludwig will dig in, 1 for 2 thus far. Swing, and he shoots this one to first. And he goes down to the knee, but that's by him, a base hit. 1 run scores. The throw to the plate. And not in time as the 2nd run scores.
First pitch fastball that time, but he's locked in on it as he sends it out to right for a base hit.
2 men on, 2 out, and that'll bring in the right fielder, Jay Bruce. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0.
And with all the runs, it feels like we've been here forever, but it's only the bottom of the 5th.
1-0 pitch now, and a swing and a ground ball for Figgins at third. Throw on to Youkilis will take care of him, and that will end the inning. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. 5 innings complete. National Leaguers out in front, 6-5. American Leaguers about set to take their cuts in the 6th inning, but before they do, let's have a look at the current in-game box score presented by Upper Deck. Hiroki Kuroda will come in and pitch now. Kevin Youkilis will get another shot. Struck out swinging his last time.
Kevin Youkilis.
And a good idea to hold off on that swing. It's ball 1.
And this is the 5th pitcher they've used in the ball game, so that bullpen's getting awfully lonely down there.
The 1-0 pitch. Checks his swing here, but he does so in time.
And that might be the kind of call you get when you're an all-star. That looked to catch a lot of the plate.
Ball 3.
And these guys could really use a leadoff base runner here.
That's in there, 3-1.
And he's just waiting until he gets a strike. Not a bad decision to start an inning.
swing and a ball hit hard on the ground to short. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth. So one away in the inning now for Alexi Ramirez. Now here's the first pitch. There's a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Yeah, he just drops that splitty right in there.
Outside for a ball, 1-1. I had him guessing that time as he's barely able to foul it away. Off the plate that time and a little high. It's even at 2-2.
And even with 2 strikes, that's not a tough pitch to lay off there.
Slider gets him swinging, 2 gone. So 2 men are gone here for Sean Figgins.
Sean Figgins.
And a first pitch slider is right there for strike 1.
And this has been a great inning out of the pen. Let's see if he can finish it strong.
And they guessed right on the bunt, but this is going to be close. Barehanded, and he'll be thrown out at first. Not exactly a Mensa-level decision there as this side is retired. So they go down without a whimper here. On to the bottom of inning number 6. The NL's on top, 6-5. Time for another check of our in-game box score, and much like the last one, plenty of offense to go around. Joaquin Soria will be the new pitcher. Hiroki Kuroda will be the batter as we get things going in the bottom of the 6th. Good fastball there from Soria. It's 0-1. Reaches out here and just serves this one out behind first. And that's a fair ball. So a runner at first now with nobody out. And stepping in, the all-star third baseman, David Wright. contact there as this is hit high and deep to right center. And this gets down, so it should be extra bases for right. Jimmy Rollins will try again. 0 for 3 thus far. And here's the first pitch.
What do you got?
Now a check swing. The appeal down to Earl Hendricks at third. No swing. It's ball 1. Now here's a ball hit hard on the ground to second. Throw by Pedroia will be in time, and there's your first out. But one's all they get as the run scores.
Ball hit pretty sharply that time. I think he's got a shot to come home with this thing, but he takes the sure out at first instead.
So a runner stands at third. One man is out, and here comes Pujols. And they just don't want any part of Pujols here, and rightly so, as he'll trot on down to first on the intentional walk. So we've got runners at the corners here, one away, and we'll see how they want to attack Soriano here. Now the first pitch. Off the plate and low here, ball 1.
And remember, this is a tough guy to double up.
Two and 0.
And if you're looking for a pitch up to hit a fly ball here, I don't think you're going to get one.
Lays off a fastball, but it's over for a strike. 2 and 1.
Just trying to find something that works here.
Both teams with 8 hits in this one. And now a double play ball perhaps for Pedroia. And a dive there from Pedroia, but he comes up empty. It's a base hit. A run is in. So it's a tight spot here. First and second, one man out, and that'll bring in the powerful second baseman, Dan Uggla. And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. Runners are at first and second with one away. Now a ball lined to the right side. That's in there. Base hit. Oh, and a great throw from Frenchie as he is out at home plate.
Taking a real chance trying to score here, and it winds up not panning out for him as the batter holds safely at first.
So a call to the bullpen now, and they'll make a move for the left-hander here.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the American League, number 52, B.J. Bryant.
Brian McCann will dig in, looking for hit number 3 in the ballgame. And he makes good contact there, but this is going to find the stands foul down the right field line. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. And that misses 2-1.
He was summoned out of the bullpen fairly quickly here. It looks to me like he may not be fully warmed up yet.
Now a swing as he shoots this one over to first. And that's through into right field for a base hit. The throw to the plate. And he will beat the tag by Napoli as the run is in to score. Ryan Ludwig will dig in. He singled and drove home 2 his last time. Grounded softly to the left side. Throw on to Youkilis is right there, and the inning is over. So 3 runs on 4 hits here. 1 error in the inning, and 2 left. 7th inning coming up. The NL leads this one 9-5. Charlie Manuel making his way toward home plate here, so it appears we'll have a double switch coming up. New pitcher coming on. It'll be the veteran left-hander Trevor Miller.
Number 43, Trevor Miller.
Kurt Suzuki is up off the bench as he'll pinch hit here to start inning number 7.
Kurt Suzuki.
And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
Well, now the American League needs to get something going here if they want that home field advantage.
Hit hard to the left side. And that's going to be a base hit. So a great job off the bench, and he's aboard here to lead off the inning. Miguel Cabrera will get a shot here as a pinch hitter.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the American Leaguers, number 24.
First offering on the way. Swing and a miss that time. It's 0-1. And that misses downstairs for a ball. 1-1. A runner at first with no outs here. And a called strike 2 as he's pounding the knees here.
And it's been a steady diet of fastballs so far.
And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
And when you're protecting a lead in the 7th, the last thing you want to do is put a guy on base by hitting him.
Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's a full count now, 3-2.
Sign of a good leadoff hitter here, really working that count.
And here's a fastball that he takes the other way out to fairly deep right. And this is taken in out there by Bruce for the first out. Jacoby Ellsbury will come on as a pinch hitter.
Number 46.
And a ground ball for Rollins. This could be two. To Ugla for one. Over to Pujols, and it's a double play that'll get him out of the inning. So no runs on one base hit, no errors, and no one left on. On to the bottom of the seventh. Get up and stretch here in St. Louis. The NL leads it 9-5. Miguel Cabrera will stay in the ballgame now and take over in left field. Jacoby Ellsbury will stay in the ballgame as he takes over in center.
Now playing center field, Jacoby Ellsbury.
New pitcher set to take over now. It's the Australian-born left-hander Ryan Roland Smith that gets the ball. Jay Bruce will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. In there at the knees, strike one. Slice down the left side, but foul. And a little battle brewing here as he fights off the 2-strike pitch and chops it foul. And yet another foul ball here as this finds the seats, and the count will remain at 0-2. Reaches for one out of the zone and misses rather badly for the first out.
Oh, and here's where that slider's so effective. You take just a little bit off so it looks like a fastball, but then it disappears at the end. Great pitch.
So one gone for Adrian Gonzalez. Swung on and hit high in the air for the center fielder Ellsbury. And he's got it for out number 2. And there's the backup catcher Chris Iannetta. He's moved into the on-deck circle to pinch hit here. Ball 1. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground towards second. There to get it is Pedroia. Throw on to Youkilis will take care of him, and that will end the inning. Ichiro will stand in to lead off when we come back. 8th inning coming up. National Leaguers out in front, 9-5. Chris Iannetta is going to go ahead and stay in the ballgame and play third now.
Now playing third base, Chris Iannetta.
New pitcher coming on, and it's the highly prized burly youngster Jonathan Broxton. And we're going to have a pinch hitter forthcoming as left-handed hitting Johnny Damon, who's moved into the on-deck circle. And this will be fouled away. Well hit to right, but a foul ball. Swing and a miss, so the pinch hitter is retired. Greg Zahn will come on now as the pinch hitter.
For the American Leaguers, number 9.
Hit hard to the right. Foul. Hit hard back up the middle. And that'll get down in front of Soriano, a base hit. Ian Kinsler will get a shot here as a pinch hitter. Here's the first offering. And that misses low and away, ball 1.
And now another base hit here could make this real interesting if that comes to pass.
First and second now, one man out. And this one's too far inside, ball 2.
And after the back-to-back singles, he's looking a little shaky out there right now.
And he gets this fastball over. It's 2-1.
I don't blame him for taking that. That is some heavy-duty heat right there.
Can't find the zone there, and it's 3-1.
And this is going from bad to worse. He's about ready to walk the bases loaded now.
The 3-1 coming. Called a strike, and it's full 3-2.
And you cannot afford to walk him here, so let's see if they stay with the hard stuff on 3-2.
And he lays off, ball 4, so he comes right off the bench and works the walk. Usually easier said than done. Alexi Ramirez will stand in as the possible tying run, so expect him not to get cheated up there with the bases loaded. Starts him out with a fastball too low for ball 1.
And he's going to have to punch his way off the ropes now.
Keep the runner from scoring!
The next pitch. And this one's down the middle, a ball and a strike.
Ooh, and he needed that.
Bases are loaded with only one out. Takes a good swing, but this will be a foul ball. And the fastball easy to lay off that time, 2-2.
Really got to make sure you hit your spots here.
Two pitch on the way. And a tough pitch on 2 strikes as he's able to foul it off. Too high, ball 3.
And he's just a pitch away now. He's just unraveling here.
Bases are loaded here, one man out. Here's the payoff pitch. Fooled him a bit as this is hit high in the air towards right center and shallow. Bruce has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. Trevor Hoffman will come on looking to get the final out of the inning. Alex Gordon will come on now as the pinch hitter.
For the American Leaguers, number 4, Alex Gordon.
Here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. Popped him up. Over to the left, but playable over in foul ground. Iannetta is there as he makes the catch, and they'll tightrope out of danger as he strands the bases loaded. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. The NL's on top, 9-5. Johnny Damon will stick around as he'll take over in right field.
For the American League. Now playing right field, Johnny Damon.
Greg Zahn will stay in the ballgame as he'll likely do the catching from here out. Ian Kinsler will stay in the ballgame now as he comes on to play second here.
Now playing second base, number 5, Ian Kinsler. Now at first base,
Mike Lowell will stay in the ballgame as he'll take over at first base.
now catching, number 9, Greg.
There's Joe Madden up out of the dugout now on his way to home plate, so it looks as though he's going to call for the double switch here. Mariano Rivera is on, and he'll take over on the mound.
American League, number 42, Mariano Rivera.
Brandon Phillips is going to grab a bat here as he looks to try to set the table in the bottom of the 8th as they look for some insurance. In there, no balls and a strike.
Wait for your pitch.
Tries to bunt his way on here, but this is a foul ball.
Let's work that count.
Swinging a high chopper. And a throw onto first by A-Rod is in time, 1 away. Sometimes we use the phrase, runs coming at a premium, but it's fair to say that none of us will be saying that tonight as we check out our line score. Neither pitching staff has really even showed up. Ryan Domit will get a shot here as a pinch hitter.
The National Leaguers, number 41.
Swing and a miss, 0-1.
And he is just in complete control out there.
1 out, nobody on. Now a swing and a ball grounded foul off to the right side. The pitch. Swing and a miss, so the pinch hitter is retired. Carlos Beltran will come on as a pinch hitter.
National Leaguers, number 15, Carlos.
Lays off 1-0.
And you'd think for all the offense these guys have put together, he'd be an integral part of it. Not tonight, though.
And here's a fastball in for strike 1. 91 miles an hour that time.
Ooh, and that one pretty much just burns off the outside edge.
2 out, nobody on. Swing, hot shot to the left side. And that'll get down for a 2-out single. Jose Reyes will come on now as the pinch hitter. And a called strike down in the zone, 0-1.
Whatever that pitch was, that sure had some movement.
Now a throw over to first, and the runner back safely. And there he goes towards second. Pitches a cold strike. The throw will not be in time to get Beltran. He's in there with a stolen base.
And this is what you have to do on the base pass. Continue to apply the pressure. Even with a 4-run lead, if you think you can take second, go for it.
Comes set, now the pitch. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2. Just does stay alive as this is fouled back. Both teams right now with 11 hits in the ballgame. And this is hit high in the air and crossing into foul ground behind third. But this will land untouched. Right field. And there to handle this one is Damon, and the inning is over. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. 9th inning coming up. The NL leads it 9-5. Brandon Phillips will stay in the ball game as a new shortstop.
Now playing shortstop, Brandon.
Ryan Domit will stay in the ball game as he'll take over at first base. Carlos Beltran will stay in the ball game as he takes over in center. Jose Reyes will stay in the ball game now as he comes on to play second here. Alex Rodriguez will stand in, needing to get things started here in the top of the ninth. Ninth inning underway as the first pitch misses for ball one.
And here in the ninth, it's going to take all hands on deck if these guys want to make a game of it.
Line hard into left. And a great start to the ninth as this ought to be extra bases. The relay, but he'll be in there with a double. Jason Bay will get a shot here as a pinch hitter.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the American Leaguers, number 44.
First pitch coming. And this is low, ball one.
Can't worry at all about that runner at second here. His run means nothing. Just go right at this guy.
A runner at second, nobody out. And a good spot for that pitch as it's chopped foul. Fastball called strike, 1-2.
And now they can shoot for the strikeout here, which would be a good comeback after the leadoff double.
From the stretch. And this ball is popped up right back behind home plate. McCann keeps the mask on, and he has it for out number one. Torrey Hunter will come on as a pinch hitter.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the American Leaguers, number 48.
Now a fastball that couldn't quite find the zone. It's ball one. In there, 1-1.
Not a bad idea to work him up and in here with that hard stuff.
Now a ball lined hard toward right center. And you can't ask for much more off the bench as he'll drive that run in with extra bases. And Rodriguez is in to score. Francisco Rodriguez is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth.
Now pitching for National League, number 75.
Runner at second, one away, and in steps the left-handed hitting Johnny Damon. There's the hard stuff from K-Rod to start him out. It's 0-1.
And sometimes when you haven't seen a guy, you might want to take a pitch to gauge him. But he let a pretty good one go by there.
In on the hands that time, 1-1. And he pumps the fastball by him here, 1-2 now.
And now that curveball has to be in the back of your mind here. He hasn't even seen it in this at-bat.
He's ready. Now the pitch. Here's a ball swung on and lofted in the air out toward right center. Bruce is over to his right as he puts this one away. 2 down. The tag, and he'll be called out. And that is going to do it for this ball game.
And that's good work there to bounce back from a blown save his last time out and come back with a strong outing as he earns the save.
And in an all-star game atmosphere like this, it can sometimes be hard to single out one guy for an MVP award, but the writers here have agreed as you get a look at our all-star game Most Valuable Player presented by Upper Deck.
Well, Matt, he's obviously no stranger to awards and accolades, but to be voted the best in a game like this with all your peers on hand has got to be awfully special to him.
So that'll just about wrap things up. For Dave Campbell, Rex Hudler, and Rex's Hair, I'm Matt Vasgersian saying thanks for joining us here this evening. This has been a presentation of MLB 09 The Show. For more, click on over to MLB09.com. The National League comes out on top, 9-6. A full recap of tonight's action comes your way next. From St. Louis, good night, everyone.